The floor is yours. Back to you.
Okay, thank you, Madam Tuwasun. A pleasure to meet you. And hello, everyone. I'm delighted to be here to share, my knowledge with you all. When I started my career, that was, you know, in 2006. I had very little knowledge of Microsoft Office suites. The only learning I had about the computer was when during my youth service, knowing how important the IT skill was going to be. I personally used part of my allowance then to learn to go to computer school, and I tell you, it's got me ready for all the interviews and case studies that I had to do during my recruitment process. Can you please confirm you can see my screen? Can you see my screen, please?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we see it.
Okay, what can you see? Can you see a PowerPoint slide?
Yes, Microsoft Suite application knowledge, the PowerPoint slide.
Okay, that's good. That's good. So, from the from those computer school days, I know for those of us that went to computer school those days, we know that we were taught the basic, but then at that time that was good enough. But now there's so much knowledge out there, even just on YouTube, you can learn how to use all of these applications just by watching YouTube videos these days. But then you had to go to school, to a computer school, to go and learn. The phones were not common those days, but now with your mobile phone, you have access to all of these applications. Yeah, technology is good, So I'm here to talk to you about Microsoft Suite application. Um, and in the Microsoft Suites, there are different applications for different purposes. Um, we have the Microsoft Word, which is for mostly letter writing, research projects. And that's when you say the W, that's Word, the W logo. And then the next one here is the PowerPoint, which is for presentations. So the first time I had to do a presentation was, during the recruitment at Nestle. They put us in groups, so fresh graduates, they just put us together. Yeah, go and do this project and come and tell us, put it together in a PowerPoint slide. They gave us computers and put it together and come and share your idea with us. You should have seen me and my partner struggling with PowerPoint those days, but we navigated our way through, and thankfully we landed the job then, then the next P there is for the SharePoint, which is where for storage. And then the next one is also for cloud storage also. So if you know of OneDrive and all of that. The X is the famous Excel. This is where all the analysis happens. I think it's the starting point for all analysis. There are so many other Python and all of that now. But then as a data analyst, or even not a data analyst anyway, you want to just keep your record of your budget, personal budget. You want to deal with a little bit of numbers. So Excel is for you. Then the next one is the whole, which is Outlook. So you want to send mails to people. Most offices use Outlook, for corresponding within and outside the organization. And the next one is Access, which is the database for storing information. So why do organizations, why should we bother about learning Microsoft Office apps? Maybe I should take questions at this point. So why do you think this knowledge is important, to us these days? Why Microsoft Office? I know maybe you know of other applications that may even be better than all of this, but why do you think Pro Harley has brought it to the fore today to talk to you about Microsoft Office suites again? And what advantage do you think knowing this, having this knowledge does it give you? So I just want to get responses, so it's not a monologue. You can speak if you want to. You can drop a message in the chats. Am I getting responses?
Okay, so Aisha dropped something on the chat. Let
Okay.
me read it out. Yeah, so Aisha says it simplifies our day-to-day activities.
Yes. Yes, it makes our life easier. That's true. Okay. Thank you, Aisha. Okay. Yes, so you can imagine a world where in the office there are no emails. In those days where there were not even computers, they will have to do typists will have to type letters. If you had an office in Lagos, you want to send a message to US, you'd have to use your fax machine and all of that. You know, remember it would have been taking so many hours, the inconvenience to get messages across. But now, from the comfort of everybody's desk, you can communicate, and also from the comfort of our desk, we can both work on the same file together. So I'm here in Lagos, somebody is in Switzerland. We can together work on an Excel file, and the changes will be reflecting at the same time. So Microsoft Office apps help collaboration. Then it saves time. Ah, you can imagine when you have to work with okay, let me share my experience with you when I started my career and with bank reconciliation. So we used to, as an accountant, one of the things we do every month is to reconcile bank accounts. A bank account statement can have like 10,000 transactions. In those days, what we'll do, we'll print out the bank statement. We'll not be ticking it one by one. We'll be ticking it, ticking it, ticking it. If you make a mistake, you'll have to start all over again. We could do that for days, repeatedly, and we still would not get it right. But nowadays, with your Excel, your sorting, your filters, your color coding, you will do that within hours and you're done. And the results is like error free compared to the ticking and ticking that we did those days, which means we're saving more time. Then employability. Like I mentioned, when I wanted to start my career, my first place of employment was Nestle. You know, so let's assume that when they gave us that computer system, we didn't even know how to turn it on. We didn't know what logo was PowerPoint. Let's assume that I was just clueless about about this. How would myself and my teammates have prepared that presentation for to show to the interviewers? So they were not even keen about what's the content of the presentation. They just wanted to us to show them that we knew how to use these things. So knowing this boosts your employability. Then if you need to work with data, one of the in-demand skills globally now is data. And and one of the popular tools for data analysis is Excel. So if you're interested in data analysis, or you just want to even be more organized as an individual, you want to track your money. You are making money and you're wondering, where did this money go to? Maintain a record on Excel, income, expenditure. At the end of the month, you'll be able to clearly see how you have spent your money. Then storing information. So if you take notes in your jotters, at times you even misplace the jotter, you can't find it again. But if you use OneNote, which is a notebook, a Microsoft notebook, the notes I took 5 years ago are still in my OneNote, so I can easily refer to them. When I read books and I have some learnings, I store it in my OneNote and I can still refer to them. So these are the benefits of using Microsoft Office apps. All right. So when somebody said they want to know more about Word, they want to know other apps other than Microsoft Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. Today's today's session is mostly on Word, Excel, and PowerPoint, but then I've mentioned the other Microsoft Office apps which you can explore. So like I mentioned, the OneNote is for you want to take notes and store it for use in the future. You can keep your OneNote, even if you want to do so I also use my OneNotes as a diary, if I want to do a project, my reflections are also on my OneNote. If I want to save documents, so all my certificates and everything, they're on OneDrive. So that way, on whatever device I am on at any point in time, I have access to my certificates, all my crucial documents. I have them on OneDrive. So, and these are all easy to use. Once you have access to Microsoft Office suites, you have access to all of this. So zeroing in on Microsoft Word. So Microsoft Word is designed to help us create professional quality documents. So that is the very important word, quality documents. So when you're creating your CV, you're using Microsoft Word, your memos, Word, your research documents and projects, you are using Microsoft Word. So what I have as pictures on this screen here is a sample just to show you the screen. So when you get into Microsoft Word, you want to create a document, these are the things you would see. And also Microsoft Word also has templates. So we're actually going to be doing a practical session also, so that you would see this for those that need the basic understanding of Microsoft Word. And then also you will see this bar, this bar here, this is where all the functions, all the things you need to do on Microsoft Word, at least the basic to medium ones are here. If you need more functionalities, you can also go into options and get that. So interesting app that is the Microsoft Word, which can be used for formatting and all of that. There was a time somebody was debating IELTS and he was saying, should he go for the is it the online, the one that way the computer based or the written one? The person was like, he likes the written, he's used to writing and everything. I'm like, written. If you make a mistake, how will you correct your mistake? You have to cancel and then your work will be very rough. So why don't you learn how to type fast and go and use the computer based? This way, with Excel, with Microsoft Word, you can backspace, you can delete if you made a mistake, and it will not leave any trace. So those are the benefits of computer-based applications such as Microsoft Word compared to the crude ways of writing on notepads and writing letters. Microsoft Excel is really, really interesting. If you have some knowledge of Microsoft Excel in the class, can you just drop maybe a thumbs up emoji? Just drop an emoji. Let's or any other sign. Are there responses?
No responses yet, but I am sure they didn't get the question. So she's asking if we have any experience using Microsoft Excel at all, or if we've used it before now. So just signify. Balumi says no, ma. What about the rest?
Okay.
Please? Anthony says yes, his hand is raised.
Okay, that's good.
Victor
That's
says
good.
yes.
So
Aisha says yes. Yeah, so.
great. So for the Microsoft Excel is meant for simple to complex calculations. And it also helps you track information. We're going to do practical on this. What the good thing about all these apps is they are easy to use. They are easy to use. And then also, like I said, they have functions and formulas to make the usage simple for us. And then once you are conversant, then you can start building on that knowledge. So you can take it gradually. You don't have to go from basic to advanced. You take it once the interest is there. You just keep growing your knowledge of these applications. So, like I said, if you have a very vast amount of data and you want to get meaning, you don't want to get understanding out of them, you can also use Microsoft Excel, because Microsoft Excel has charts and different tools for analyzing data. You can see the pictures that I have here. This one shows some of the formulas on Excel. The one on the left, while the one on the right shows a data that has been sort of analyzed. So you can see different colors of charts and everything. Very beautiful. So yes, that is what Microsoft Excel is used for. Okay. Are there questions at this time? Any questions? Does anybody have any question? Do you understand what I've been saying so far? If you are with me, drop a sign. If you are with me, give me a thumbs up. If you think I'm going too fast, a thumbs down.
Okay, so Anthony says he's with you.
Okay. I need more people to respond though.
Yes. Pelumi says I'm with you, ma.
Okay, good. Good. Thank you, Anthony and Pelumi. All right. So the next application is the Microsoft PowerPoint. So Microsoft PowerPoint is the application that is now used for presentation. So after if you have an information to share with an audience, the best way to share, the best app to share that is the Microsoft PowerPoint. Because you can use both the text and the graph and the pictures to pass across your message. So this Microsoft PowerPoint is to pass across a message. So you have an idea, you have an information that you want to tell people, you want to share with people. What you do is to put it in a slide, and then you project it for others to see. So before, Microsoft PowerPoint used to be used only in the offices, but now even in our churches, our pastors, they use Microsoft PowerPoint. Some of our lecturers use PowerPoint, to share their lectures with us. So that is the beauty about Microsoft PowerPoint. And then my PowerPoint, it's to pass across information. So what you want to do is you want to put the tip of the information on the slide and not all the information. If I want to say, oh, the business grew by 10%. So what I'll put on my slide is 10% growth in July. All the explanation concerning that growth, I'm not expected to put it in the slide, because I, as a human being, I'm still there that will be doing the talking. So if you put all the information on the slide, then people don't need to even listen to you. They can just as well read everything. So what you do is you put your headline messages in your slide, and then you have the details that you will now share with people at the meeting. And that is also because you don't want your slide to be jam-packed with too much information. So like on the screen now, you can see the picture. You can see the picture on the left and the one on the right. The one on the left, you can hardly read the notes there. You can hardly read it because it's just too much of information, which means that you're going to be making people strain their eyes to want to read what's there. But look at the one on the right. Simple, straight to the point, short. So for Microsoft PowerPoint, less is more. Less is more. It's not about putting too much words together. Just go straight to the point. Remember, less is more for PowerPoint. Okay, so now it's time for us to do our practical class. So, admin, how do we proceed with that?
How would you want us to proceed? What are you looking for? You want them to get on a tool? What's on your mind?
Okay, so we could start with Microsoft Excel.
Do you need us to share? You want to share? I'm not clear on the question. How do we proceed?
Okay. All right. You know, because I learned there's the Google Class aspect, so that was why I was asking the question, but I could also
Okay.
share my screen.
Yes, please.
Did I go ahead to share my screen?
Yes, please. Yes. Yes, please go ahead.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so what I'm sharing right now is the Microsoft Excel. It's Microsoft Excel application. So how did I get here? So if you're on your phone, you know, and you have the Microsoft Office suite on your phone. So if you go to the Microsoft Office suite, you would see the app with the logo X, like I mentioned earlier. So immediately you click on that X, it brings you, it opens this page for you. If you're on a laptop, if you type Microsoft Excel, you know, on your search pane, if you just put Excel there, it will also open up Microsoft Excel, whichever one you have, 2016, whatever version, it will bring it up. So when you open Microsoft Excel, you know, you would see this page that has information, new, open, save, save as, and all of these functions. So if you want to open a new document, you just click on new. All right. So you have this blank workbook. And then if you, okay, are you able to also open and follow me for those of you that I don't know, are the students required to be on their computers so that they can follow as I'm discussing?
Not necessarily, because we didn't announce that ahead of the call, but I guess for those who can, which they can follow. But I think you're on the right track. Let's keep going. If you have specific around or try this Excel, try this function, then we can also pass that across to them.
All right, that's fine. So if you want to open a new page, so you just click on the blank. And the good thing about Microsoft Office is also that there are already templates on the system. They are online templates. So you can see I clicked on business just now and it's bringing me sample invoices. So perchance you start your business and your client says, give me an invoice. You don't have to panic. Just go to Microsoft Excel. You would see all these templates there. What you just do is to download and you edit it. Change the name to the name of your company, and make it relevant for your own use. So there are templates on the system, not just for business, so for even other stuff. So you can see personal planners, lists, budget charts. So calendars, everything is here. But for the purpose of this training, so I'd opened an Excel sheet before, so I'm just going to go to that place. And I had some bit of information, some bit of data. So when you put numbers together on Excel, it's called data. So I had some data here, which I wanted to, demonstrate with, So what I will just do now is on Excel, go into a blank sheet. You can see all these boxes here. These boxes are called cells. They are called cells. This is where we type information. So as an example, let's assume we want to prepare a personal budget. What we will do here is to put income in a cell. And then once you are done putting what you want to put in the cell, you move over to the next cell with your arrow buttons on your keyboard. So I'm pressing my arrow buttons and I can move around. So if you want to type, just place your keys on your keyboard, and then you press enter, you're able to type. So that is how easy it is to use Excel. Then let's say you have so many sources of income, income one, income two, income two. So what I did now, I pressed a wrong information here. What I did was to press my backspace, and I want to go out. I press enter again, and I use my cursor. So if you're using a laptop, you can see this plus sign on the screen. That is the cursor. So you can use your mouse to move around, or if you're using a laptop, your mouse pad on the laptop, you just use it to move around. So as I'm pressing my mouse pad, that's how this mouse is going round and round. So I just move it to where I want it to be, which is here. So I want to edit the information that is here. I double click and I put 2. So can somebody tell me what I did to type 2? I mentioned it just now. I just want to be sure that I'm not for a monologue I'm having here. So I did something here and I mentioned it that I clicked, but it was a click, but it was a different kind of click. What did I do for me to be able to type in 2 in this cell after I typed income before? Anybody?
Olayemi and Victor says double clicking. Double click. And
Yes, I
Victor says
double
double
clicked.
clicking.
Thank you. I'm happy. I'm happy. That's one of the constraints of online classes. You're not able to fail the class. Okay, so let's assume that we now have another income. So we say income 3, and I put this as 2,000. So I want to now get my total income. For my total income, okay? So remember, this is we're doing this to make you understand the Excel basics. So you can see up here, where my mouse is, you can see file, home, insert, page layout, format, data, and all of that. So this home, if you click on the home, it warehouses so many functions. So as an example, so you can see that this is looking small. If I want to make this bigger, I just click on this K here. It makes it bigger. Now this column is smaller compared to what is inside. So this place here, you can see where you have this here, where I've selected here. This row down, the vertical lines are called columns, while the horizontal lines are called rows. So in Excel, we have columns and rows. So if I want to expand this column, what I do also again is to double click. So if I double click now, Excel will automatically expand the column for me. So what I wanted to do actually was to sum up these values I've put here. So there are different ways I can do this. I can do equals to sum. Excel uses formula, so if you know the formula, you can use it. So I do my brackets and I go up and I select where I have the values, then I put enter. Then I put enter, then I see my total. Or there are different ways to achieving the same goal on Excel. So this is one, using formulas. But then also Excel knows that everybody may not be able to be memorizing formula. So there are also some shortcuts that we can use. So if you look at this under the ohms, I've opened up the pane and there's a sign that has this bar here, this auto sum sign. This auto sum here. So if I click on auto sum, it automatically selects the same cells. So once you do that, you press your enter and then you have the same total again. So already on this line now, I have my total income. So I have my total income. These numbers are not appearing right because, the way we were taught to write our thousands, there's supposed to be one comma. There's supposed to be a comma here. There's no comma. So if you want to put a comma to these numbers also, what you simply do is to go to this same pane under the homes. You will see the comma here. So I click my comma. You can see that it's smaller again. So when you see numbers like this, it means that the space is too small for the number. So what we did before was to double click. So we'll go back again and double click. So the comma has appeared, and then we have the decimal places, 2 decimal places. But let's say perchance I don't want this decimal place, on this home page. So what I encourage you to do is that after this class, you also just on your own, just play around with some of the functions on this page. It's easy to use. So let's assume that I don't want this again. So what I do is to go to this same place. You can see there's this place that has the 00000. If you want to add zeros, you click on here. If you want to remove zeros, you click from here too. So I want to remove zeros, so I just remove all the zeros from here. And one good thing about the Microsoft Office apps is that some of the functions in Word also apply in Excel. Who knows the function for bold? If you want to bold a piece of data, who knows the function for the shortcuts? If you know it, please put it in the chat box. Shortcut, if I want to bold, so this total income now.
Balumi says Control B. Anthony says Control B.
Yes, that's it, Control B. So because I want this total income to stand out from the other data here, because this is like a different piece of information. So what I do is I come here, so you select the 2, and then you do your control, you press your control key down and B at the same time. So you can see that it's different. That is how you call attention to relevant pieces of information on your Microsoft Excel. So what we've done now is data entry into Excel. That's what we've done. How you enter data into Excel. I want to ask, is there a particular on data entry now? Is there something for those of us that have used Excel before? Maybe a particular thing you want us to do on data entry? Maybe you could drop that in the chat box. Otherwise, maybe we'll just move on to charts, which is another interesting aspect of Excel.
Okay, so Victor asked the question.
Okay.
Yeah, so he says, what about cell formatting? It does make a particular cell outstanding.
Yeah, so there are different ways to format a cell, right? So what we've done here, Control B is also a formatting, right? It's a formatting that we've done. Another way to make this stand out is to put a color. So we can say we want to put our totals, we want to put colors to it. So let's assume we want to make total another color. So anything you're doing to draw attention to a particular information on Excel is already formatted. You're already formatting that cell. You're making it stand out from the rest of the information. Okay, so self-formatting is different from conditional formatting, which is here, which is high level. But then, so as an example, if we want to make this stand out again, we can try to make it italics. If you want to make it into italics, it's control high. So you press your control high. So you can see that it's now slanty. Another way to do this is to make it underline it. Control U, you know. So there are different ways to make this data stand out, which, you can choose whatever style suits you. But what you don't want to do is to not draw too much attention to that data. And then, by the time you do something too much, it becomes noise. So you don't just want to use one piece of type of formatting to make it stand out. So then if I want to undo all that I want to do, so if for those of us that are conversant to Microsoft app, what's the shortcut for undoing? If you want to undo, anybody responding? Undo.
Let me say it's Control Z.
Yes, that's it. Control Z. So Control Z. So you can see that it's back to what it was before. So, but if you don't know the shortcuts and you want to undo, so you can see these two arrows on top here. These two arrows, this one means take it back to, want to bring back all the changes that we undid. So, but if you want to now undo, now this back arrow here, you take it all the way back. So Excel is quite simple to use. The more you use it, the better you'll become at this. Okay, so that's the little that we'll be sharing on data entry into Excel. The next bit is, let's just do a little bit of some charts. Let's see how we can draw some, or we can draw some insights from data. So let's assume we have February, March. I'm just trying to populate this so that we can just do some bits of charts on this Excel. Okay. That is a lot. Okay, so what I'm doing is populating this data so that we can do some charts and analysis. All right. Okay. So right now you can see that this piece of data you're seeing on the screen now is not looking good. Some are looking big, some are looking small. What can we do to make this all look better or look alike? It's a question for the class. What can we do to make this look better? Okay, to save time, I'll just go ahead. So you can see this there's these cells that are looking good. So what I will do, there's this function here that says format painter. So what I will do is to copy the format. So what I want to do is you go to the cell that has the format you like. If you go there, you come to format painter, you copy it. You now go and select every other one and you paste it. You can see automatically it has changed. This one too, like this. Now this January, February, March, I don't like the way it's looking. I want it to slant towards how the numbers are slanting. There are several functions up here, so please play around with all these functions. If you go up here, you will see all these alignments. So this one is the align to the right. So I want it to align to the right. So I'll just click on it also. If I want it to be bigger, if if I want it to be bigger, we did this earlier. So what do I do if I want this January, February, March? If I want to make it bigger. Can somebody quickly just drop that in the chat? We've done it before. Can somebody drop it in the chat? What can I do to make this bigger?
There are
Says
comments.
bold.
Eh?
Victor says bold.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Okay, I can make it bold, but that doesn't make it bigger.
And then there's a different comment too. It's the same thing because Aisha says Control B. That's still bold.
Remember we went up here, right? And we saw this A, increase font size here, besides on the home page. So there's this function here that says increase font size. So that's what we just click on it. So you can see that it's making it big already. So that's what we do. All right. So the next thing we want to do now is we want to now create charts. So to create our charts, what I want to do is to sum up this one. So like I said, Excel is mostly for data analysis. So businesses, this is a very small amount of data. Businesses deal with larger amounts of data. So what they want to do, and they cannot be reading through all of these numbers. So what we can do is, your boss says, even not your boss, even you want to quickly know at a glance, which month did I make money the most? Let's assume this was like a 12 months chart. You can't be looking through the numbers. So what you need to do is you just select this total income. No, you don't want to select this one. So let me just take this out. You want to select your total income, and then you now want to put in some charts just to make this, to give you some quick insight into which months did I make money the most. So if you look at this same bar, you can see file up here, home up here, insert. So when you go to insert, click on insert. When you click on insert, this is where the magic happens. You can see this chart, this middle section here, you can see charts and all of that here. So you can decide to use any type of charts. Already, Excel also has some intelligence. So if you want Excel to suggest the charts you have to use, you can click on recommended charts. So if you click on recommended charts, Excel is already telling you that, you can use some of this kind of charts. The bar chart, the pie chart, and all of that. So once you just click on any one and put it here, again, you can see. You can see here now. So from here now, you don't even have to look at numbers. So you can say, I don't like numbers. I don't even want to be seeing numbers. But already, can somebody interpret these pie charts for us? Now, this chart you're seeing here is called a pie chart. Okay? Can somebody just, by looking at this chart now, what does this tell you?
Hello, good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon.
Okay, my name is Victor Kelechi Ahaji.
Hi, Victor.
Okay, I'm a graduate of Federal University of Technology. Okay, looking at the
Great.
chart, it's a pie chart, and we have 3 incomes. Now, this tells us that the month of February we had more income in the month of February. We took almost like more than half of the total income for the 3 different months.
Yes, thank you. You are very correct, Victor. That's the right interpretation. So, let me clap for Victor. Yes, great, Victor. You interpreted this correctly. So, by me looking at this chart, everybody knows that there's something spectacular about February. It's taking the larger portion of the pie compared to other months that the chart is covering. So let's assume this chart now, if you want to add some more data to it. You want people to be able to understand it better. So what you can do again is to add data labels. You can add data labels. You can say add data labels. Immediately it will tell you what the revenue it is. So you can say, this one is 18,000. And then you can see it's even telling us a percentage, So that is how you can work on Excel. And there are different types of charts, very, very different types of charts that we can work on. Okay. So this is one, we can put it aside. And then let's assume we now want to know which income stream should we even be focusing on. So people will just be working. You spend so much effort on doing one thing, but little money will be coming out. So if we want to know the income stream that we should be concentrating our effort on, so we can also get that from these charts. So as an example, so what you do is to put your total on each line here, and then you also come here again and select the relevant information, and then you go back to that same chart. You select. So how do you select on Excel? You press your control key down and you move your mouse across. Control key, mouse. So I go to my inserts and I come to recommended charts again. It's not saying it. Okay. So I come to my control key. We can use another type of charts this time around. So we can use this clustered bar. So I've just, once you see one that you like, what you just click is okay. Just click okay. So once you click okay, it will bring it here. So you can see here also, here we can also attach, we can attach data labels to it too. So the information that we are gathering from this chart also now is that we made more money from our number 2 income source in this quarter, from January to March 2020, January to March this particular year. So how does organization use such for decision making? They will now say, instead of us concentrating our effort on income 1, that means we should be putting more resources on income 2. So that is the importance of data analysis and the importance of charts and graphs. Okay, so I think that's the bit that we can take on Excel. The next one is now how to so one of the very important things to note is that it's not just about putting the charts together. It's also about, you need to be able to understand, what is this telling me? What is this saying? You understand? What is the meaning of this? What is this saying? So which is why what I just explained here. So here you can also come here, you can change your title and say revenue by income source. Okay. Okay, this one can be monthly income, total monthly income. So it's very important that you put the right titles so that anybody that is reading your charts can understand it. Okay, so that's all we can do on Microsoft Excel. I will just quickly take us through Microsoft PowerPoint. So what we want to do now is we have presented these charts. Now we want to present it to maybe management or to your lecturer, or you're in an interview and they quickly give you this data and say, come and tell us the interpretation. So you want to present it to the interviewer, so this is the next step now. So what you simply do is to go to Microsoft PowerPoint. So I have the PowerPoint here. So what you'll be doing is that if you want to open Microsoft PowerPoint also, what you will do is to search for it on your search icon. Just search for PowerPoint, it will come out. Let me, I think I need to stop sharing this Excel now. How much time do we have left, admin?
You have about 10 minutes more.
10 minutes more. Okay, so we're wrapping up now. So if you want to now, if you want to search for Microsoft PowerPoint, so like I said, you go to the search button. On my own screen is showing here PowerPoint 2016. So what I'll simply do is to double click on it, and then it opens up, it's opening up my last presentation. So I want to open something new. So I'll just come to new. And you can see already here that there are already some templates that's been suggested also. So you can choose any one you like, or if you don't like any, you can take a blank one and then you design it the way you want it yourself. So we can choose this gallery as an example. So it's even allowing us to choose the layouts or whatever. So, so that's how we do it. So you create, so let's say we create it. So click, so it says we should add the title. So what do you think our title should be for that data that we just put together? That data was about income. So what do you think we should put that? What should be our title? Okay, so for time's sake, it should be maybe income statement, income report for maybe quarter 1, because that was January, February, March. So we can say it's quarter 1. Okay. Okay, so subtitles can be revenue. It's not compulsory you put a subtitle, but you must put it. Make sure it's something relevant to the income source. All right. So that's our title page. So if you want to insert a new slide already on this pane here, so if you open any Microsoft application, this top portion contains all the functions that you need, the basic ones, or even to the medium. So if you want advanced, you can go to file, and under options, you will see some more, but oftentimes that's for too much high level things. So if you want to insert a new slide, just come up here, you see this new slide under home, new slide. So to show you different formats of slides that you want to put. So what you can do is just to choose anyone. You choose anyone that you like. And then what I want to do now is, remember, we want to now put that our charts in a report. So what we'll do now is I'm going to go back to Excel and go and copy that chart. I'm copying my 2 charts. I'm going to paste it in PowerPoint because I'm preparing a report. Remember, in the business world, business leaders don't want to be saying they don't want to be saying Excel. They want you to have done the job and come and show them what you've done. Not that you'll be giving them work to them to go and start thinking of what's the meaning of this data. So I'm just going to come back here and paste this here. You can paste as picture, you can link the file. If I link this file, if I make any change on Excel, it will reflect here immediately. So there are different functions that you can do here. Let's assume that I want to now put some text on this slide and the header. If you look at up here now, under this form, you will see this box that has the A. That's a text box. You can see it's a text box. Text box, I click on it and I come here. And I can see, I can come again and now put an header and say income source 2 leads on revenue in Q1 in quarter 1 2024. So this one too, like I said, if you want to make it bold, it's still the same. Control B is boldens it. If you want to make it bigger, it's still the same place we went to on Excel. Still the same place to make it bigger, So if I want to change the style of this reports, so if I want to change the style of these charts now, if you look at this home here, there's a place called design. This design, I can now change the style. I can change it into something like this, make it change your style, another style. Should we leave it like that? Or should keep changing it? You can change it.
How are you going
What do you
to?
say? Okay, I think this is fine. Yeah, I like this. So it's looking more tush. So we leave it like this. So like I said, when you're preparing your slide, this less is more. So I've told them the message I want to pass across is income source 2 leads on revenue in quarter 1. So the question is why? Why is it leading in revenue? I will not put it here. Don't worry. I will come and tell you in the meeting why is leading on revenue. So you would have done your research on what has led to what are the reasons why income 2 is doing better than every other income source. If you put everything on this screen now, then when you are talking in the meeting, they will not listen to you. They'll be reading the screen. So you too, you want to put some tip. You want to hold some things to yourself so that when you're talking, they'll be nodding their head and say, yes, now that's it. So that's one. So we have another chart that we want to do. So what you can do, what did I do now? What I did was just to duplicate, Control C to copy, Control P to paste. Or better still, you can also still come and insert a new slide and put the same format. No, I don't want this one. I just want a blank one. So this one is our pie chart. So copy our pie chart and paste it. So while I'm doing that, are there questions? So I know it's a lot to maybe I've gone too fast, but we had a very short time to do this. But like I said, practice makes perfect. And this is fun. Oh. Just try your hands on different things, put the data together, you save. I can even give you data if you need data so that you can try your hands on, put your charts together. Try to make sense of the data. What is this telling you? Put it all together, make it make sense. And just challenge yourself to learn more. So if you're learning a new thing on Excel every day for 1 month, by the end of the month you've learned 30 things, and by the end of the quarter you are becoming a pro already. So this Microsoft's apps, they are essential, very very essential. So it's not an optional pack. It's not an optional knowledge if you intend to grow your career, if you want to do well in the workplace, and even if you want to own your business, you also want to have records. Even if personally, you also need to have a budget. Where do you keep your budgets? It's still on Excel. You still need to make do of some of these apps, so for your personal growth, for your business growth, and your career growth, irrespective of whatever field you have, maybe STEM, even commercial marketing, wherever. IT has taken over. And so you need to keep learning. You need to keep learning, keep acquiring knowledge, and keep growing. You don't know when some of this knowledge will be the deal breaker for you. This was the deal breaker for me as a young graduate when I wanted to join Nestle. It was a deal breaker. And I was grateful that I spent my life to go and learn computer skills in Kebbi State. It was Kebbi State that time. I was going to computer school after teaching doing my primary assignments. I will go to computer school. So, and I was glad I did. So no knowledge is a waste. So I challenge you to continue learning. Okay. So we're almost done here. You can ask your questions as we wrap up, please. So we can change our design also. We can decide not to copy, not to be same thing, or we can even make it the same thing, So we are consistent in our design. Okay, so you can make this bigger. And then if I want to put a text, where do I go to? I mentioned it some minutes earlier. Can somebody please tell me where I can go? I want to put a note on this PowerPoint presentation. Where do I go to? Response, please. Where do I go? Anybody? Okay. So under the home page, you will move to the middle section and you will see this box here that has the letter A, which is a text box. So the good thing about Excel is about Microsoft app is if you are not even sure, it's not leaving you in the blind. It's not leaving you, in the dark. So you can see that it's already bringing out the name text box. So just click on it. When you click on it, then you just come here and come and draw. So you draw. You hold your mouse down and you keep drawing it. That is it. It has given you the text box. So what you do again is now put your comments. So what your comment is not just revenue for income, whatever. Storytelling is very important skill. So what I want to put here is the most important information concerning this my slide. That is what I want to put. And that information is what now? What's the most important information on this slide? Can somebody please help us on this charts? I think Victor helped us before, right? So let me just put it in. So 57% revenue. One revenue achieved in February. Right. So we can even put it. So it also storytelling depends on your audience, right? On the people you are presenting to. So that also determines what you put in. So you also need to know your audience when you are putting together your slide. Due to what can happen, you can say due to what happened in February. What could have happened in February? What can lead to an increase in revenue due to? Okay, let's assume that this is a manufacturing business, right? So maybe this is Milo. So we can say, 57% of Q1 revenue achieved in February due to scarcity of Bonvita. So if your competitor's product is not available, that means you will sell more. So whatever insights you have, you can share. Then so in the meeting, when we go for the meeting, you'll not be telling them what happened to Bonvita in the month. So, Bonvita, they had a machine breakdown, their goods were seized by custom. You can now go and tell them all the stories that happened. So this is, in summary, is the use of Microsoft Excel, Microsoft PowerPoint, and also a bit of storytelling. When you convert your data to insights. So it's not just about the data, you convert your data to information to insights. So what does this mean for the business? So assuming I'm in a business meeting now, so and I'm telling them due to scarcity of Bonvita, so they know that this growth here, this increase that we had here is temporal. It's not a permanent one. It was just luck on our side. So we cannot be asking ourselves, so that Bonvita, have they repaired their machine? For how long do we think they will have problem? So we know whether we'll go and buy some more. We know how much opportunity that we have to sell more. Then we'll also know that so this growth is small. It's not sustainable. So what do we do to have a sustainable growth? So that's how the conversation happens in the business world. And you may think, she's just talking commercial. As a factory manager, engineer, you're also going to be sitting in business meetings, talking about this number. So everybody, irrespective of your field, you need to have some level of financial acumen. So that also helps you to grow in your career. You need to talk about profit or loss. How does a downtime in internet affect subscription? So if the network goes down for how many minutes, how does it affect subscribers? How will it affect your revenue? So everything is interwoven. So please open your mind to all of this knowledge. like I said, this may just be the bit that will give you an edge over the next candidate in an interview or even in a promotion interview. It may just be the little bit that would give you the edge. So on this, I say thank you for listening to me, and I'll pause here for questions, if any.
Thank you so much for that amazing presentation, ma. It was refreshing and enlightening as well. Thank you. So we'll just take questions. If you have any question, please you can ask your questions now. Any questions? Any questions? If you have any, you need clarity on something. And then she during her presentation, our faculty had said practice makes perfection. And so if you need data to practice, she has said she would make that available. So that might even be you want to ask about that or any question at all as touching all of the things she has said. Okay, and then if there's no question, we would want to take a feedback or an appreciation rather from any next star can just unmute and then appreciate our faculty for the delivery and the session. Can you hear me at all? It feels like nobody's even hearing me. Can you hear me?
Okay, we can hear you.
Okay.
Okay. Good afternoon once again, ma. My name is Victor Kelechi Ahaji, recent graduate, further investor of technology. I must say it was really wonderful listening to you. It was wonderful listening to you. Microsoft Office Suite, Excel, Microsoft Word, PowerPoint. It's I really love the section. And on behalf of the Nexus, that's Nexus community or Swan Group, I would like to extend our heartfelt gratitude and appreciation for having to come come up with this wonderful section and share with us your experience as well as ideas on Microsoft Excel. Thank you very much for gracing us with your presence. And we do appreciate. And we also pray that God blesses you more for us. And we hope to have you come back some other time. Thank you very much, man.
Ben, thank you. Thank you for the kind words.
Thank you again, ma. I don't know if Mrs. TA is still on the call before our faculty drops. If she would like to say anything to her. Okay. Thank you again, ma. We really appreciate your time and we'll be in touch with you.
Okay, all right, bye.
Bye, ma. Thank